In this video, we're going to take a look at how to create your very own cable tool in Construction Script in Unreal Engine 5.4 to easily create hanging cables or ropes. This will include a number of features as well. We'll be able to resize the cables or the rope. We'll also be able to take this and add additional segments onto it as well by right-clicking and adding additional spline points. In addition to also being able to do this, we'll have various controls to adjust the length of these cables so they have more slack or less. We'll also have the ability to change the thickness and collisions as well. So if we enable collisions and I were to move this cube here, we'll also be able to collide with the rope or cables as well. We'll also be able to create geometry in between each one of these ropes. So I can go in here to the instant static mesh, I can add an arrow, and then we'll have a geometry added that helps connect each one of these ropes. This video will be part one of a three-part series where in each video we'll be creating a more advanced tool to help populate your scenes and environments using Construction Script in Unreal 5.4. We'll start off with a brand new scene, and I'm going to right-click and create a blueprint class. I'm going to make this an actor, and once I've created the blueprint, I'll call it something like BP underscore simple cable. Next, we'll open up the blueprint, and if you see this, just make sure you click Open Full Blueprint Editor, and it'll open up the full editor. We're going to go to the Viewport tab, and we're going to add a component. We're going to add the Spline component, which will help drive our cable tool. So we're going to use the spline as the thing that we're going to be adjusting to change our cables. And by default, it's just one spline segment, but maybe we'll go in here and right click and add an additional spline point and just kind of angle this a little bit more like what you'd expect from a rope or a cable. Something like that should be good. Next, we'll jump on over to the construction script. If you don't see it at the top here, you can also find it on the left-hand side here and double click on it, and it will bring you to this node network. This is our construction script, which executes each time we modify the movement or something that belongs to this blueprint, or if we hit compile up here, it will force rebuild it. So on our construction script, we're going to drag in our spline. We added our spline here at the top, and you'll also see it added in components down here as well. We can just drag it in from our components up here, and we'll have our spline node within our construction script. And the first thing we want to do is get the number of points that it has. You might place that spline in your scene and extend it, add more points to it, make it longer. So we need to find out how many points there are so we know how many cables to create and where to start creating them and where to end creating them. So first thing we need to do is get the number of spline points. So we're going to drag out our spline node and get number of spline points. And now we'll be able to fetch the number of spline points in that spline. Next, we'll want to create cables for each one of our spline points. So we'll drag out this construction script here and do a for loop flow control down here, flow control for loop, and we'll start at the 0 number or 0 index and end at however many spline points we have. So if we have 10 spline points, we'll start at 0 and run this for loop 10 times before we stop. Next, we'll create a cable component for each loop. So we're going to drag this out and do a add cable component. Now we also need a position to add that cable at. So what we're also going to do is create a get spline point at, and we'll be able to connect that to our spline and set the point index to our current index. So we're getting the current point's location. And we'll output that location as where we're creating our cable component. So we can't just connect these up because they're of different types, but we could right click and split this structure and get the value position of that spline point and then connect that up to our transform for our cable component, something like that. And that will create a cable at each spline point. So if we were to compile this and go to the viewport preview and see what's happening, okay, we have a little bit of an issue here because we're creating a cable at each spline point, but we're not saying where that cable ends. So they're all ending at the very last spline point here. So it's creating a cable and then another cable and then another cable at the end, which just stops right there. So let's fix this up. So I'm going to go back to the construction script. And what we'll want to do is make sure that we set the start point for the cable and the end point for the cable. So to do that, we'll go over to our add cable component. We're going to connect up another thing, which will be set location, and it'll be a set end location for our cable component. And now we'll be able to set the end location of where that cable ends. So we first have to specify what cable are we setting the endpoint on, and that will be the cable that we just created. So we connect the return value to our target here for our set end location, and the end location will not be the current point that we're on, but the next point in the spline. So what we're going to do is copy and paste this get spline point at, and we'll make a little bit of room here, and we're going to take our index, add 1 to it, and that will be the next point. And at that point, we're going to use that for the end point of our cable. So the cable gets created at the current point, and its end point will be the next point after our current point. So we add 1 to the index and get the next point's location in the spline, and that's our end point. Now, if we were to compile this, let's see. Oh, we have an error here. I need to make sure I connect the target of my get spline point to our spline. So we'll make sure that we connect up this target here all the way to our spline as well. And then if we hit compile, we should be good. And if we take a look at our viewport here, it kind of works, but we have this little bit added on to the end. And that's because we're creating a cable for each spline point, but the last spline point, we're also creating a cable, but there's no other spline point next to connect it up to. So it just ends up sitting there. So to fix this issue here, what we're going to do is go back to our construction script, and we're going to check if there's any more points after the current spline point. So we're going to connect our loop to a branch, and we're going to check a condition. So if the condition is true, if there's more points after the current point that we're on, we're going to create the cable component. But if there's no more points, so we can't connect this component up to another point, then we're not going to end up creating another cable component. So what we're going to do is do this branch. The condition we're going to check is if our index plus 1 is less than the total number of spline points, then we'll create another cable component, because that means there's more points that are after this one that we're on. But if the condition returns false, that means we're on the last point, and there's nothing else to connect the cable up to, so it won't get created. Nothing will happen. So once we add that in here, if we click compile and we take a look, we no longer have that end part that just sat there. Now, if we save this and place it into our scene, it's already somewhat functional. We can place this into our scene. We can go here, click on those spline points, extend them out, and start making our cable and adding additional spline points. But one thing you'll notice is as I stretch out the cable more and more in terms of distance, it doesn't have any slack or it doesn't droop at all. It's kind of running out of room, or it's not really having any extra length to kind of droop down. So if the points are really close to each other, then you get a little bit. But we need to make the length adjust dependent on how far the distance is between one point and the next. So let's take a look at how we can do that. So to try to make sense of this in my mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about how we're going to deal with this. I'm going to get the spline length from the current point to the next point. And what we'll be able to do is take that next point minus the current point to see how long the distance is between one point and the next. And that will give us our cable length that we need. Then what we can do is add an additional amount to that length to add extra droopiness or room for that cable to hang down and not just be totally tight and stretched. And then what we can also do is maybe add another variable for cable thickness so we can adjust the thickness of the cable, because that's something we don't currently have. Let's take a look at how we can do these one at a time. So I'll go back into the blueprint and we're going to go to our construction script. And what we're currently going to do is start to set the cable length. So at the very end here, after we set the end location, I'm also going to set the length. So cable component, set cable length. We'll set the target to our cable component that we added, and then the length is going to be how far it should be. So I need to get the distance between those 2 points. So what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to get distance. I'm going to right click and create a get distance along spline at spline point. And that way I can get, I'm going to connect this up to my spline node that I already have created here. That way I can get our current point index and get the distance along the spline at that current spline point. So that's the current point that we're on. And I'm going to copy and paste this node and also get the point index of the next point after this current point. So I'll connect our index plus 1 to this other node's point index. So we got our current point and our next point, both of our spline. And we're going to take our current point and we're going to minus, and actually it shouldn't be current point. We should flop this around. I'll do this. We'll take the next point and minus our current point to get the distance between them. So we'll do a subtract, and this is our next point. As you can see, it's the point index plus 1, and then our current point, and we'll minus the current point from the next point, and that gets us the distance between this spline point and the next, so we know how long to make our cable, and that will be our cable length. So now if we compile and save this, we can go take a look and see that now the cables have some extra room, and no matter how large they are, if they're really small like this, or if they're super long, they kind of have a relative slack based on their length. So at least you don't end up with something that appears like it did before, where it just ends up being completely stretched. If you make everything longer, nothing has any sort of slack at all. So now we've kind of fixed up that issue, but we want to add a control to add even more, or to control how much room or extra room it has from each point to each point. So what we're going to do is go in here and create a variable. That variable is going to control our extra length. So we're going to click plus, and we're going to call it something like extra length. We're going to make it a float. We'll turn on this eyeball so we can adjust this parameter from outside the blueprint. We'll click compile so we can set a default value for its extra length, which maybe we'll set to 3. And then we'll bring this extra length variable into our construction script. We'll get it and we'll add it onto our current cable length. So we'll do a add, and we'll add our extra length, and that will be our cable length. And now if we compile, save, and we go look at this, we have our cables. We can click on them or click on our blueprint here, and we see that extra length control, and we can give them a lot of extra length or very little, or even use minus values to tighten it up. Now what about cable width? Same thing. We go back to our blueprint, we add another variable, maybe we call it cable thickness. We make it a float, we turn on the eyeball, click compile, give it a default value, maybe something like 5. We get it and drag it in here, and then we set our cable width, and we just connect our cable thickness variable to our cable width. The target is the cable that we created, so that add cable component, and we compile, save that, test it out. Now we have our cables, we have our cable thickness. I can make them very thick or thinner. And then we have our extra length as well. So now we have control over both those things. One thing you might notice is if you make a very sharp angle like this with the spline, the curve kind of looks a bit more like a Bezier curve. It has like a very large taper and some tangents on there. And you can adjust those, but maybe by default what we'll do is go into our blueprint, and right when we create our cables here, like right after the for loop, what we could also do is set the spline point type and connect that to our spline, and our index will be the current index that we're on. And this just continues along the way. Maybe I'll have to add a little bit more space here. It's getting a little bit messy. But what this will do, this set spline point type, is we could set it to linear. And that way, when we view these splines now, if I were to update this, I might just have to, I'll probably have to drag it back into the scene. So I'm going to delete this simple cable out of my scene because it probably has the old setting on there. I'll drag this in. And if you do see your spline go kind of pink like this, and you can't click on those edges or can't click on those spline points, just go in here to your spline, select one of the points, and just move it, and then it should be fine. So if you do see that, that will fix the issue. But now by setting these splines to linear for the type, if I were to drag this out and add an additional spline point and move these lines, you'll notice that they don't have that display that makes them all kind of curved and Bezier. They're more just linear fall off, which might make it a bit easier for these kinds of tools. And then for the final steps of adding geometry in between these cables, and also having the ability to go into our cable and enable collisions, which will then allow these cables to collide with other objects. These additional steps to add those features will be available to anyone who's part of the Patreon. You'll get access to the PDF that has those additional steps, as well as Patreon members will get access to a video on how to add these last and final steps. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and check out the Patreon down below where you'll get access to this full PDF going over the remainder of these steps, as well as the steps we went over in a little bit more detail.